Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between Barcelona and Alaves, and in this game Barcelona has tied yet again against Alaves 1-1. And after seeing so many frustrations and so many times where Barcelona wanted to create these chances and score these goals, Barcelona were unable yet again to capitalize off of the chances that they were given. We're going to be talking about all of this right now in this video. So the way that I'm going to format this whole video is I am going to talk about the first half, then the second half, and then I'm going to give the overall review of this whole game. And so starting with the lineup. Now, when the lineup did drop, this was not a bold lineup from Ronald Koeman like we have previously have seen before. This was also not a very expected lineup from Ronald Koeman. This was a type of lineup where it was questionable and it was debatable. And I do believe that it was safe to say that in this lineup, two players were really missing, and that was Serginho Dest and Pedri. And the reason why I do want to point out those two players is because it makes absolutely no sense for players like Serginho Dest or Pedri to have a good game and then in the next match not put them in at all. Like for example, Serginho Dest, he played amazing against Real Madrid but wasn't placed against Juventus. As for Pedri, he played amazing against Juventus but he was not starting against Alaves. And when you do have these young players performing very well on the pitch, you do want to continue those momentums going forward throughout the season, not completely stop whatever they do have going on. But overall, when it does come to this lineup, it was decent, but it could have been much better. And so here's the way that I'm going to sum up the first half specifically. We'll talk about the second half later. The way that I'm going to summarize this is that it really did look like Barcelona worked so much but did so little in the end. It's the same thing as saying when someone does talk a lot but says absolutely nothing. That was basically Barcelona's plan and game in the first half. And it truly did look like Barcelona were running out of ways to find a create outside the box, because if anything, the goalkeeper of Alaves was barely tested. Now, we have seen one beautiful link up between Ansu Fati, Lionel Messi and Antoine Griezmann. It was an amazing play, but before that and after that, within the first half, Barcelona were absolutely getting nowhere against Alaves. And what really made me question how Barcelona played is that if we look at the average position of these Barcelona players in the first half, one thing that really boggled my mind was that Antoine Griezmann was positioned very deep. And that is what made us question, like, what is Antoine Griezmann doing sitting deeper than Sergio Busquets? It was almost as if Antoine Griezmann was out of position. Now, there could be an argument made that Antoine Griezmann was positioned in that place in order to act as a central attacking midfielder, which was actually his position, right? But even if we were to make that argument, Antoine Griezmann was just not creative enough to gel in Ansu Fati, Dembele and Messi all together. It was nothing close to what Coutinho could bring when he does play on the field. So there was no creativity, and I think that that is why I believe that Barcelona struggled outside the box to create and to give that goalkeeper a hard time and block those shots. In fact, Barcelona's creativity was so low that one of the best times we did have an open chance did come through Lenglet. Lenglet was that player that found Ansu Fati so many times. He did find Lionel Messi, Antoine Griezmann, and sometimes even Dembele. Lenglet was the main feeder for Barcelona in the first half. And here's what I do think happened. I think that in the end, Koeman chose the wrong players, and I'm always going to stand by that because I think that this is a Barcelona team that when used correctly can be the best team in the world. But when you do choose the wrong players against the wrong side, you do get results like this. And so Alaves, they were more than comfortable to just sit back because they knew that they were not going to get penetrated. They knew that Barcelona were not capable enough to find the solution towards their defensive tactics. Then later in the match, we did see a ridiculous mistake between Neto and Gerard Piqué. Now, I'm not going to completely talk trash about Neto because I think that Neto has served us very well while Ter Stegen was not in the Barcelona squad list. But as for this mistake specifically, there was just no communication between this defender and Neto. It could have been done so much better, but we have paid the price, and Alaves did make it 1-0, and Barcelona found themselves in a very vulnerable position. And Barcelona were also unable to respond after Alaves did score against Barcelona because again, Barcelona just had no creativity or any solutions to put that ball inside the goal. And if we look at the stats here, after the first half was over, Barcelona did have more more chances created, it could have been way more, and also those chances could have been capitalized on, but Barcelona were unable to. So something needed to be done. Something needed to be changed after the first half was over, and Koeman did know that. Koeman knew exactly what he had to do, and that something did need to change. And so going into the second half, this is where Koeman's quality did begin to show, because Koeman knew exactly what he did have to do. And when I mean by the quality of Koeman, I mean that Koeman has at least learned from his past mistakes, which is to make substitutions earlier than what he has done before. And so Koeman immediately made 3 changes in the beginning of the second half, and that was Busquets, Lenglet, and Dembele coming out, and coming in was Pedri, Trincao, and Pjanic. Those were the 3 substitutions that Koeman did believe was going to fix FC Barcelona and their problems going forward. And surprisingly, it was exactly what Barcelona needed. Barcelona did look much more threatening going forward. We did see Pedri and Pjanic be the sole creators for FC Barcelona, which was absolutely amazing to see. I think that we are really starting to see that Pedri is going to be that next big man for FC Barcelona. We always talked about how Ansu Fati was going to be replacing Lionel Messi, but Pedri is really becoming that competitor towards Ansu Fati on who is going to be that big face, that big status, and that big player for FC Barcelona. And so overall, in the second half, many were really impressed by what Koeman did do, because I think that Koeman did have a word with all of the players and says, look, Pjanic and Pedri are going to feed everyone the ball, and that goes for Ansu Fati, Trincao, Lionel Messi, and Antoine Griezmann. Let them create, and we're going to have you guys finish. If you guys are going to be in a position where you do have to face a 1v1, you know exactly what to do. Do not be afraid to overcomplicate things. Do your own game and try and score that goal. Take those shots, because we really do need it. And I believe that that is exactly what Koeman did say, and that is what we did see on the pitch. We did see Ansu Fati become much more effective and did way more take-ons in the first 20 minutes of the second half than the whole first half. And in result, we did see Antoine Griezmann level up the game 1-1 with a brilliant chip going over the goalkeeper, which made every Barcelona fan, every Barcelona player finally have a chance to breathe. And in those last 20 minutes of the second half, it was all FC Barcelona, because after that red card from Alaves, Barcelona did have full control. This was a game where the responsibility was held towards the Barcelona players and capitalize off of those 10 men that Alaves did have. We saw Barcelona finally play beautiful football. We did see Alaves just sit down around their own box, knowing that they're going to take that tie and be extremely happy with it. But here's going to be the final verdict of this whole game. Regardless of what we did see in those last 20 minutes, the final result was still 1-1. And it was a very, very frustrating game for many people, and especially for Ronald Koeman. And you can just see throughout the game that Koeman was very, very frustrated on that bench, because I know that he knew that the changes that he did make in the second half should have been done before the game even started. Because again, Barcelona really did up their level in those last 15 to 20 minutes. That is the type of Barcelona we have been wanting to see since the beginning of the game. And so if I were to give one positive thing from this game, is that I think that Koeman knows now exactly who to start going forward. I think that we are finally going to go into that phase where Koeman is going to refine the starting 11. I think that Koeman is going to start seeing that Pjanic and Pedri are very important towards his system. The other positive thing is that we did see a more active Lionel Messi. We saw a Messi who did want to create. He wanted to take shots. He wanted to score. Messi was much more involved. But the one negative that we did come out with this match is that Barcelona have tied 1-1. And if we look at the table here, we can see that Barcelona is 12th place. Barcelona do have 8 points. And the fact that we have played 6 games already, knowing that we could have had 18 points, is extremely frustrating to know, because Barcelona should have been in a much better position by now on. But we do have to take this tie. We do have to learn from these mistakes. I understand that this does look like Barcelona is getting nowhere, but we are getting answers. I do believe that Koeman is going to learn from these mistakes, like for example, not substitute Ansu Fati early in the game, and knowing that Pedri and Pjanic and Serginho Dest do need to be more implemented in Koeman's game. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona post-match review. Let me know what you guys did like, what did you not like, down in the comment sections down below. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.